Won't you please, won't you please, please won't you be my neighbor? Welcome to Boggy Creek Life, mail calls and grail hauls, and I am Cam Boggs, not Fred Rogers. But if you've been paying any attention to the background of the videos before, you could tell I was in a very small, cramped place, and now I am in an abundance of room. So this makes me very happy, and it makes everything much easier. On this episode, got a beautiful 3D printed Freddy Krueger kit, and just one of my mega grails as soon as I saw it, Blast from the Past, and an interesting story of how I got to go along with it. If you've already subscribed to the channel, thank you very much. Love and appreciate you. And if you're just stopping by for the first time, hit that like and subscribe button. That way you don't miss any upcoming content. So, without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so up first we have Freddy Krueger here, printed for me by my buddy Jamie Sodge. And it is sculpted, produced by Wicked 3D, I believe. I don't really know how the 3D printing world works, but that's what he told me. I don't know the individual artist's name or how that goes. As you can see, it's pretty huge kit. I'd say it's around 1/6, something like that, maybe a little bigger. I just asked him to make it as big as he could. And it's got plenty of parts. And I don't know about you, but as a modeler, I like to have some parts. So we got his upper and lower legs, left and right. The base comes in 4 pieces. The torso with the arms connected, glove, hat, head, and some piping. So let's go ahead and get in and get us a closer look at some of the details. Okay, so first let's go ahead and check out the base. You can see it has a nameplate right on it there, Nightmare on Elm Street. Has some blood dripping down. All piping, vents. I believe it is hollow in the middle. So you know what that's begging for. That's begging for like a glowing, pulsing light to be put down in there, like an orange and a red fire looking. They even got them fire kits now to Evan Designs, I believe is the name of the place. Very boiler roomish looking. And you can see it goes through, because those pieces all of them aren't glued on, they came on sprues. So it goes all the way through to the middle, so the light will be in the middle. Or you can put the lights down in here and have it shine up through the middle. I don't know which one I'll do yet. Very, very nicely done. We have the lower leg. You can see the details in the boot laces, the treads. The boots have a little texture to them, but you know, leather's mostly smooth. So, and then the jeans, black jeans, pants, whatever you wore, they're textured as well. You can see it up in there. So it'll give it a nice fabric look to it when it's painted. Lots of nice wrinkles to put your shadows and your highlights on. And there's just some piping that goes on the base, but still nicely done. Looks like it's got some muck on it. You know, so you can weather this up, make it look old and rustic. You know, like some good old boiler room stuff. The old iconic hat. Without his head, it could be Indiana. It's nice and textured, wrinkled as well, beat up just like Freddy's. Now the torso, the fingers, nice burn away. There's texture going this way in the sweater, just like it would be stitched. There's also some threadbare worn parts, so we can take and, you know, dirty those up just like his real sweater. And we have the iconic glove there. All the blades are nice and straight. Got your pin details on the back of it. This kit's beautifully sculpted by whoever sculpted it. I'd like to give that fellow some props. Red and green, baby, red and green. And last but not least, his head. Now, I don't know about you, but that is the spitting image of Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger. Very, very textured, very detailed. It's going to be a blast to paint. I don't remember Freddy having a stoma, but I can check it out, because there are so many movies of these. Let me see. The teeth and they even visually done there. Just a beautifully sculpted, very, very good likeness. Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger. So let me go ahead and mock this all up, and we'll give you a look at what he looks like. Okay, so to get all this in the shot, I get to play terrible Hollywood cameraman, and we're going rogue. Here we go. You can see the nameplate there. A couple of the little vent things I didn't put back on there. I wasn't worried about that. The texture of the diamond plate, the blood, and this is not held together with anything. It's just all stacked together. That's how good it fits. The blood goes all the way around it. You can see the piping back there. And the shoes. You can see some of the texture on the pants now. You can see texture in the sweater. Better than you could when I was holding it. Glove. Love that shadow back there. You can even tell who it is from the shadow. It's that face. This is going to be a fun kit to build. And just so you get an idea of like how big it actually is, we pull this all the way back with my terrible camera work to where I can get my hand in there next to it. So this thing's probably at least a couple feet tall. And once again, I said I got it printed it by my buddy Jamie. Printed it from Wicked 3D. I believe Wicked 3D, they have a Facebook page or something like that. So I mean, if you're interested, it's out there. You can find it. You know, if you got your own printer or if you need to get a hold of somebody, you can try checking out with Jamie and seeing what he's doing. But yeah, this is going to be a blast. Alrighty. So next, we'll check out a grill. And so here it is, Darkness from the movie Legend, produced by Classic Plastic in 1990, sculpted by the man John Dennett. I got mine from John Dennett's personal collection. And how I went about that was, I was on Facebook one day and I seen somebody's build up in paint. I believe it was Saul Alvarez's. No, don't quote me, but I believe it was. somehow I came across like John selling some stuff. I don't even think I didn't even know that he sculpted it yet until I talked to him. And he had some stuff on Facebook for sale or something like that. I saw something that I wanted, and then come back and turned out that somebody had already bought it. I was asking him, you know, what all he had, if he had other stuff he was trying to get rid of, and he told me he had this. So it was like I was meant to have this one. And, you know, John is just a great guy. And so I got him to sign the box for me. And if I remember correctly, we'll find out in a minute, I also believe he signed the base for me. And it is kit number 84. And you'll have to excuse my memory. I looked at this on Google yesterday, but I think they only made like 100 and some of these. I did see that they reproduced it or something. Somebody did in like the early 2000s. But it comes in like a different box, like black box thing. It looks, you know, a little more fancier. But this is from the original run. And yeah, when I seen it, because this, I always loved this character. When I was a kid and seen this movie, I was a teenager. I didn't really care so much for the movie, but I loved Tim Curry as Darkness. You know, because I was into heavy metal and all that, you know. And yeah, heavy metal, you know. So he fell right into it, you know. One of my favorite lines is just the way he said it in his accent when he said, "It's my speciality." So anyways, listen to me blab anymore. Let's go ahead and open this up and check out a little bit of history. Okay, so I have him all laid out here before we go in for a closer look. Okay, so you can see kit number matches the envelope. And I want to make a correction from earlier. I said I Googled it and there was only like 100 and some. Well, according to this, the edition size was 2,500. So I was way off and I apologize. No problem admitting when I am wrong. And this little pamphlet here, which I like, that I was looking at, gives a brief history of Rob Bottin, the special effects artist that made the makeup and the bodysuit for Tim Curry, and a little history about how Dick Smith taught him, and he worked on Kong and John Carpenter's The Thing before he worked on Legend. And over here is a brief history of John Dennett's work history and all the things he done. But the thing I liked the most about this was, you take a gander there. And John look a bit, at least in this picture, like Hugh Jackman. Are you a Wolverine there? But it's an interesting little story. You open it up. It's instructions. Even got a paint list, and yeah, it tells you what to do and all that. And on the back, it has quotes from the movie. I think it's the beginning of it. It plays before the title or whatever, or maybe right after the title. It's been a very, very long time since I've seen that movie. Alright, let's zoom in now and take a closer look at the piece. Okay, before I start bringing this up close to the camera, once again, I do want to apologize for the camera quality. I have ordered a new one from Amazon, and it was actually supposed to be here a couple of days ago, but it is messed up on their end. And so it'll be a couple more days until that shows up. But hopefully I will have it by the time I make the next video. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and we'll take a look at the base here first. Pretty much basic base. John signed it for me. Best wishes to me. Yeah, I know, for collectible people that decreases the value or something if you put your name on it, but as long as I have a breath in me, none of these that I show you, I don't plan on not building them. It's just a matter of time, because to me that's what models were made for. Has all your stamps down there, 1990, and it was also licensed by Universal Studios, I think it was. So there's that. The nameplate. Nice, crisp and clean, even for way back then. It's got the little trademark right there. The horns, which do face inward on him. This is actually about as close as we'll get to mocking this up because, well, these older kits, and don't get me wrong, the sculpting is spectacular, and you'll see when I bring him closer to the camera. But the molding process didn't seem to be that great, and I understand that just the tech wasn't where it's at now. Let's take a closer look at the face here if we can. There we go, zoomed in. I mean, look at that exact likeness. Look at the detail in the robe, the muscles. I mean, from back in 1990? Come on, this is amazing. All the folds in the pants, the hands, the fingernails, the jewels on the bracelet. I mean, just all the way around. You know, just top notch sculpted. Bravo, Mr. Dennett, bravo. The hair on the hoofs. I mean, that's going to be so easy to paint because of the texture. The rest of the cape here, it has keys on the back, keys there. And I've already noticed, because I tried dry fitting this, that I'll have to sand that little edge up off right there. You can't quite get it to fit in there without taking that off. But that's all right. That is okay. Oh yeah, and we have the other arm with the unicorn horn, because remember, he needed a unicorn horn for something to make the light go away forever. I mean, I'm dead. I need to sit down and watch this again. I have literally probably not seen this in, probably at least 30 years. At least. I remember one time, so we had this on VHS, and my parents were in a bowling league, and they went bowling for Friday night, and I'd pop this in the video, and I'd pause it on a scene where it was just like him looking like that, and I sat there for like 3 hours and drew it in my sketchbook. And yeah, that's what we did back in the day. Didn't have a computer back then. Well, you know, not home computers, at least not if you were, they may have had them, but not really accessible to the average people. So, alrighty, that is Legend, Darkness, sculpted by John Dennett, produced by Classic Plastic, 1990. Or I'm sure there's people out here that have one of these. Let me know if you've got one. Let me know if you built it. You can also check me out on Boggy Creek Studios on Facebook. Message me a picture and send me one if you can build it. I'll check it out. Maybe post it to the page. Let's get back to it. So thanks for stopping by again and checking out these couple of great kits with me. Look me up on Facebook at Boggy Creek Studio. I'm also on Instagram at CamBogs. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button and turn the notifications on. That way you won't miss any upcoming content. I haven't went through the stash yet to see what will break out next, but I promise it will be fun. And as always, be good to each other and model on.